everybody speak at once. I can leave right now and go to work.
You said you're doing another thing?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say that.
You got one?
Not really.
Fire away.
It's open statements, not real. How's practice been so far this week?
It's good. Been good. Thought it was a lot better than last Monday. Like I told you, last Monday was a bad deal just because it was coming off of Labor Day. They were good Monday and good today. We had two good practices and got after it today like we like to do, and we'll get after it tomorrow and then start dialing back some.
Coach, how much is Jordan Hall, how they were doing also Nate Frazier, both cases you got things up?
Yeah, Nate's great. Jordan and Xavier have got pads on and got running and moving around, doing some functional movement stuff. Got to do Indy and doing some stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm proud of both of them because they're pushing hard.
Yeah, Coach, obviously they've had a bunch of offensive turnover over the last couple of years. I'm curious how much you think they have changed offensively, or are you comparing for the same old Kentucky, for lack of a better term?
No, I mean, when you change coordinators, then you change offenses, right? I mean, there's different tendencies and things like that, but their coordinators have been really successful. They've had good quarterback transfers. They've had guys come in there and play, and he's had coordinators move on. He's made some changes, but you prepare for the guys that's there. When you look at history too, we go back and watch games against them and things like that. But we're preparing for the coordinator that's there now.
Coach, you referred a couple of times leading up to this game just about the gauntlet that awaited you guys. 8 SEC games in a row. It got me looking, and you and just 2 other teams in the league have that kind of setup where you're playing 8 in a row. Granted, you have the buys in there, yeah. But just wondering your thoughts on it. Was that what was your first thoughts on that? And could that have been avoided, or is it just is what it is, and you just take what you get?
Yeah, I mean, most people finish their season with a rivalry game, right? We got a lot of interstate rivalries. I'm thinking Alabama, Auburn, but other people play rivalry games to end. We don't. We have an ACC game, so our rivalry game is out of our conference. So that makes it difficult. You open with Clemson, that makes it difficult, and they fall where they fall. So I don't have much control over that.
Kirby, seems like every year Kentucky's got a really good ground game. What's your impressions of their run game this year?
Yeah, really physical. They add the extra element with the quarterback. Both quarterbacks are good runners and throwers. They've done a tremendous job of mixing that up and using those guys' legs. They're a physical team. I think they had 18 consecutive runs against South Carolina. I don't know that I've played against a team that had 18 consecutive runs in a long time. They're physical up front. They've got good backs. They've got good scheme. They have Mark has a workman-like, blue-collar, toughness, physicalness, win the line of scrimmage mentality, and that carries over into his offense. So, we've always said this has been the physical game most physical game we've played in most years, especially when we played up there. Our kids have come out and said that. So, we're preparing for a super physical game with a really physical win game.
Coach Turner of Dawkins going on the field a lot last week and made some stops. What do you want to see from him going forward as y'all begin conference schedule?
I want to see him lead. I want to see him continue to practice with great effort so that he can play in the games with great effort and sustain more snaps. He's practicing a few more reps now. With Mike Hill being out, he's played more reps, and he's got to be able to keep the high level of conditioning, playing more snaps. And I thought he did that the last game.
Yeah, what did you see out of Janelle this past Saturday coming off the injury, and what does he bring to your secondary that sort of makes him unique in that group?
He's tough. He's physical. He seeks contact. He has learned our defense. He was a kid that was really talented coming out of high school. He was talented last year, but he wasn't knowledgeable of the football concepts we do. And he's taken a lot of reps, man. I mean, he went every rep last year behind Taki. So usually in our defense, if you can do that for a year, you can grow and get better. And he's done that. I mean, the jump he made this past spring was just really incredible. And he and Cory doubles as a safety, but Cory also plays star and gets a lot of work. And the two of those guys have really given us good physical stars that can also cover.
Yeah, Kirby, keep it in the secondary. Just what have you seen out of the corners, Everett, Humphrey, and Harris so far, and how do you think they're handling the rotation going in and out throughout the games?
Well, they do it all day at practice, so it's not like I handle it. It's the same way they practice every day. They're in sometimes and they're out sometimes. So I think they handle that fine, and they're doing a good job of what we've asked them to do. There's a lot of area they can clean up, play better, and we're in constant pursuit of getting better with those guys.
Kirby, I guess you'll have to settle on a travel roster for the first time this year. What goes into that for you guys?
Just a numbers game of special teams. I mean, with 74, you're not usually talking about starters. You're talking about a travel roster of guys that are going to be, emergency players, have to go in, lose somebody. We've been up there before and had, a couple injuries and had to fill in with guys at Kentucky. So the 65th to the 74th guy are special teams picks and guys that can play on special teams.
Coach, I remember Coach Schumann talking about Joe Nail. Like I said, with Ty Cuban mentioned how much he learned playing with him under him, so to speak. Is that something that's pretty typical of young guys like that? They're always learning from their older teammates, or is that something that some do better than others?
Yeah, I hope it is. I mean, that's the older player's job, right? Set a standards, set an example, help those guys, and it's happened before where that guy takes their job if he's more talented and can learn fast. But that's the unselfish nature of our business. I watched Dan really help Malachi, and Malachi ended up taking over for him, and we got a lot of playing time in his place. But Dan never blinked about it, and that's just the culture of our place.
Yeah, you've long said that this game against Kentucky is usually one of your most physical, if not the most. And with you and Mark Stoops being the longest tenured coaches in this league, I wonder, is there something to physicality and being that physical consistently that leads to sort of long-term success, or at least sustained success in a program?
I don't know about that. We've had some really physical teams, and the coaches haven't lasted. I mean, it's not a guarantee. It's a lot of things that go into sustaining a good program, and Mark's done an incredible job at a place much. It's tough in Kentucky. It's got a great basketball program. They don't have the recruiting base we have. He's gone out and done it. He's gone into other areas to do it. It has a lot more to do, to me, with recruiting and size and the line of scrimmages than it does just the physical nature.
Any more questions, Coach Mark?
Curious, what does it look like for Will Muschamp now with, like on a game week balancing, what he responsibilities here and also supporting his son at Vanderbilt?
I don't know what you mean. Like, what do you mean what does it look like?
Like, I don't know what we're not out there on the practice field, so what is his responsibilities, I guess?
Yeah, he coaches. He's here and he does a good job game planning. He does ideas. He works with players. He coaches the coaches. He helps me. He does what he did last year. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say any change in that dynamic other than he gets to be with his family. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.